how to properly correct your Form W-4 2019. Hello, you got Mr.
and Mrs.
Smith, and every year we want to hit you with a W-4 video to show you the proper way to correct your W-4 withholdings, and at the same time educate you on how to go about doing it the right way and build, hold on, I don't like road. How to properly correct your Form W-4 2019 using the IRS Withholding Calculator. Hello, you got Mr.
and Mrs.
Smith, and every year we like to hit you with the W-4 and the proper way to correct it and what to do with it. But this time we're going to use the W-4 calculator. It's been made available by the IRS, so it's a withholding calculator that puts you in a position to find out what your number is using the calculator versus the worksheet. For one, it's more accurate, and for two, it just eliminates the process of filling out the worksheet so that you know exactly what to put in and how it will affect you. So let's go ahead and slide over to the withholding calculator. As you can see, it's been provided by the IRS, the 2019 withholding calculator.
All right, you guys. So yes, this calculator is now more preferred by the IRS. Okay, and then as he stated, it's going to give you a number at the end for you to put on your form. So let's dive right in. In this example, we are going to do a person single with no kids and one job. Okay, so it says, what filing status will you use on your 2019 income tax return? So we're going to select single. The second question says, can someone else claim you as a dependent on his or her tax return? And the answer is no. Now, as you can see at the bottom right, there are 5 pages to this form. So let's make sure you complete each and every page. So here's page number 2. It asks you to select the total number of jobs in which you are currently or will be employed, enter military retirement pay or taxable pensions as an additional separate job. In this example, we only have one job, okay? And each individual is to fill this out. Then it tells you to check one of these boxes if this is your situation, okay? If you held a job this year but are no longer employed in that job, if you contribute to a tax-deferred retirement plan, such as a 401k this year, you contribute to a cafeteria or other pre-tax plan, such as for health insurance this year, or you received a scholarship or fellowship grant this year that must be included in gross income. We are going to leave all of those blank for this example. Next, it says to select the number of dependents you will claim on your tax return. And again, single with no kids, so we're going to leave that at 0. It says check one of these boxes if you will be 65 or older on January 1st, 2020, or you are blind. So we are leaving both of those blanks, and let's keep scrolling down. The next one is the Child and Dependent Care Credit. You have the Child Tax Credit, the Earned Income Tax Credit, and other credits. Now keep in mind, in this particular example, we are doing single with no kids, so we aren't going to fill in any of these blanks. However, for each situation, you guys, there's a little hyperlink. You see it underlined. So if you are filling out the Child and Dependent Care Credit, it says if you plan to claim this credit, click this link, and it tells you an explanation and how it all works. Same things with the Earned Income Tax Credit and the other credits. Make sure you click those hyperlinks to really see if you qualify, all right? Let's keep going. And now we are on page 3, income and withholdings.
The moment we've all been waiting for. So as you can see, wage, income, and withholdings into the gross wages, salary, and tips you expect to receive in 2019. Use the amount of wages, salary, and tips before any taxes, benefits, or other items are subtracted. Do not include bonuses. Enter military retirement or taxable pensions as a separate job. So if you're in a scenario where you're receiving military retirement, it goes on a separate, different W-4. So you wouldn't enter it here, and you won't enter the bonuses on this line. So in this example, we're going to say that the person before taxes earns $50,000. Next line, enter any bonuses you expect to receive in 2019. So you will put the bonuses you expect to receive, but you will just enter it on this line. In this scenario, we're not doing any bonuses, so we'll proceed. Enter the total federal income tax withheld to date in 2019, including amounts withheld from bonuses or what you expect to have withheld for bonuses. So right here, this will be a good time to have your check stub available, because what they want to know is to date, how much has been withheld. So at the time of this recording, it is currently the middle of March. So we're going to assume that they've had $2,600 withheld year to date. And I'll tell you where this number comes from. Enter the federal income tax withheld on your last salary payment. So you will look at that check stub again, and you will see how much did they take on my last salary payment. For this individual, they're being taxed about 25% of their income. 25% of their income equates to about $520. So that's where the $2,600 comes from. It's been 5 pay cycles, and 520 times those 5 pay cycles gives you about $2,600. So that's where we'll put that. Now they also want to know, how frequently are you paid? So they have weekly automatically there, but this person gets paid every 2 weeks, which is why it's been 5 commission cycles that are run. Next, select the date closest to when you first held this job in 2019. On here, we're going to put January 1st, and this is what you got to understand. Regardless of if you had the job for 5 or 10 years, you still put January 1st because it's based on how long you've been employed there in 2019. So the previous years don't matter. They just want to know where you stand today. And the next line talks about select the date closest to when this job will end in 2019. And we'll assume that you're going to keep that job all year. So what we're going to do is leave it at December the 31st, which represents the end of the year, which gives you a full year of working at that job. Next, non-wage income. Non-wage income is income that was earned without waging for it. So I'll read these lines, but we're going to leave these blanks. Line 1 says, enter the total of any other taxable earned income you received or expect to receive in 2019. Enter any unemployment compensation you received or expect to receive in 2019. Enter an estimate of any other non-wage income, such as dividends, interest received, you expect to receive in 2019. Do not include amounts you included in earned income above. As I stated, this is non-wage income, investments, and other things you may receive that have nothing to do with you working for the income. So we'll leave that blank. If you fit this scenario or you feel you may, as she stated earlier, there's a hyperlink available that can show you if you qualify and how to go about doing so. So let's scroll down to the adjustments. In this section, it says enter an estimate of your 2019 adjustment to income, including deductible IRA contributions and education loan interest. Many people may qualify for the education loan or the IRA deductions, and if so, you want to click the adjustments to income and see if you qualify. But on this line, we always like to educate people and let them know, look, if you have a home-based business alongside working your job, that's an adjustment to your income. Because you have a home-based business, it shifts your income in a way that allows you to increase your withholdings. And we teach people the number that they can put in this slot, which qualifies them for more withholdings. We won't go into detail on that now, but long story short, if you have a home-based business, you're able to minimize your taxes strategically even more. And if that's something you're interested in, we can teach you how to do so, but you will leave this line blank. Unless you feel you qualify for an adjustment to your income, you will click that tab and learn more about it. So let's proceed to page number 4. This will be real brief because we won't put anything here. This is dealing with the deductions as it relates to itemization. It says, if your standard deduction, $12,200, is more than your total itemized deduction, your standard deduction will be used to calculate your withholding. Otherwise, your total itemized deduction amount will be used. If you want to use your itemized deductions to calculate your withholding, even if they amount to less than your standard deduction, check this box. Now, the standard deduction increase, so a lot of people may not go over their standard deduction. However, if you feel you may, then it may be a good idea to go through these boxes and see if you can qualify to outrank that standard deduction? If so, they'll use that standard deduction as it relates to your tax liability. The video is not about that. I just wanted to give a brief overview of what this represents. So in this scenario, we will leave this completely blank and skip over to page number 5. You've arrived.
All right, so page number 5, you guys, it gives you your results, okay? So let's read it. It says, based on the information you previously entered, your anticipated income tax for 2019 is $4,345. Not your tax return, okay? It says your anticipated income tax. That's what's expected of you to pay throughout the year of 2019. You should pay about $4,345 in taxes. Now, I want you to catch this nugget. It reads, if you do not change your current withholding arrangement, you will have $14,040 withheld for 2019, resulting in you overpaying $9,695 when you file your return. Now do you see why it's so important for you to fill out this form each and every time your financial situation changes? I want to just reiterate what I just said here, you guys. You could only be paying $4,000 throughout the year of 2019. If you don't revisit this form, I'm assuming that they think this form is at 0, right? Then you will overpay by over $9,000. You're going to overpay $14,000 is what you'll be paying total for 2019. Now, I want you to think about that. What could you be doing with that money? See, so many people think about and talk about how they're struggling, how they're living paycheck to paycheck, how they don't have anything left over to pay off debt, to save, to invest, when all of your money is going to the government, you guys. You are probably overpaying in taxes. So you want to revisit that form. You want to make sure that you fill out this calculator. Let me keep reading. It says, to meet your anticipated tax without having too much or too little withheld, complete a new Form W-4 for each job. And then it says, here's how. So it's telling you how. First bullet point says, you should enter the following number of allowances on line 5 of your W-4 form. So see, typically when you fill out the old form, on the very first page, after you go through all of the worksheets, on line number 5 is where you typically will put in the number of allowances. When you go back to this sheet, this is where you are going to put that number 7. Okay, so I want to be very clear on that. You're using the calculator to give you your number that's going to go on the form. It says, for the only job you entered, which has a projected salary of $50,000, 7 allowances is what you get to put on that form. Then it tells you to check the single box on your W-4 form. Based on the information you entered, if you complete a new Form W-4 for the rest of 2019, the expected refund to which you may be entitled should be around $250. Now, some people will probably say $250, that's very low. Well, I want you to think about it. In this example, this person is single with no kids. They're not paying in. They're getting a bulk of their money throughout the year, and they're still getting somewhat of a refund back at the end of the year. So I think that person is winning. What about you, babe?
Absolutely. And this is, I'm going to give you some math just so you can understand it. And she broke it down so eloquently. But look, if you get a $250 refund and you've already corrected your W-4 and you're getting more money throughout the year, this is how it puts you in a winning position from a mathematics standpoint. So you get $250, wow, no big deal. You know, a lot of people may be accustomed to getting more. However, because you adjusted that W-4 and put a 7 throughout the year, you got $9,695 more throughout the year. Now, ask yourself, am I currently getting a refund of $9,695? Most people are not, especially being single with no kids. So you really put yourself in a position to get more money because you got it strategically throughout the year. Now, here's a disclaimer, and this is something I got to give you, because a lot of times people say, oh, I get $9,000 throughout the year, and they look at it as just extra money. If you have some other goals and things you want to accomplish, such as debt you want to eliminate, investments you want to make, assets you want to accumulate, that's what this $9,695 is for. That's what we teach people to do. We teach people to take this money, put it into something that allows you to get out of debt faster, create a savings account, investment account, using money that you would have been giving away. We call that income shifting. We teach people how to do it. We give you a available link that shows you how it all works so you can start benefiting from not only just correcting the W-4, but using the W-4 as a strategy to build wealth. So I hope that all makes sense. Over $9,000, you will be overpaying. Now you're getting that throughout the year, and you still qualify to possibly get $250 in the form of a tax refund.
Yeah, and then they wrapped it up with saying, following this recommendation to complete a new W-4 form will ensure that the amount withheld from your wages will cover all of your projected tax liability while minimizing your refund, as long as the information you entered in the calculator remains correct. So keep in mind, you need to fill out a new W-4 form every single time your financial situation changes, you guys. That's going from married to single. That's having kids. That's no longer being able to claim your kids because they're now adults and claiming themselves. Whenever your financial situation changes, make sure you revisit the form and this calculator.
Absolutely. And you would print this form out so you can keep it for your records. And I got to give it up to the IRS for implementing this calculator, because for one, it minimizes the ability to say, I don't know how to do it. You're just plugging in your numbers. Then for two, you got to understand that it's telling you what to expect. Many people say, I don't know what's going to happen when I correct my W-4. Well, this form, this calculator shows you exactly what's going to take place after correcting the W-4, as well as if you do not. That concludes this video, how to correct your W-4 using the IRS Withholding Calculator by Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yes, and keep in mind, you guys, I just want to say this really quick. We offer financial success membership.
Yes.
It's bigger than just the W-4. We teach you debt elimination, investing, and owning your very own home-based business. So if you'd like information about that, comment or inbox us, and we will get that information in your hands. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, signing out.